Okay, in this section I'm going to be talking about a really cool platform called Edpuzzle. Where it fits in the acquisition phases is into the intermediate phase with apply and analyse. At this stage, the students are going to be applying the vocabulary and the structures that they've learned in the early phase, and they're going to be starting to analyse the meaning of these particular structures. So I'll show you how it works. How it basically is for listening content or listening comprehension. You grab a clip from YouTube or Vimeo or any one of these, for example, down the side, and it will import it into the platform, and then you're then able to manipulate it so that you can splice open the clips as they go along and actually insert questions as it plays through on the timeline. So I'll show you how it works. I have just hold on, I'll go back to the beginning here so I can show you. From here, you can go into search content. Actually, I'm going to go straight to YouTube, and you type in the topic that you're working on that you might want to see. You might have seen that before. I have already previewed this one on food and drink. It tells you how long it goes for, which is also important. I'm going to click on that from YouTube. It imports it into here. Once you've got it in here, you can just press play and review it if you wanted to, or you can get started straight away with putting together a little task. So you come over to the bottom right hand corner, click edit. It then puts it into this set, and what you need to be looking for are these three tabs at the top. Cut, obviously you can see it here if you wanted to trim up the actual the clip itself to just what you need. VoiceOver I don't think is available anymore on YouTube. It's not. Okay, upload your own video to record VoiceOver. If you wanted to focus just on the action of the clip and you wanted perhaps to record your own commentary over the top, that's what you would do there with VoiceOver. Now the questions part is the cool bit, and as you're going along and you're playing through the task, you will be able to insert a multiple choice question, open-ended, if you wanted them to write out a bit. Also, you can upload a note, an audio note, if you wanted to. So just a way of splitting it all up. I'm not going to show you on this particular one. I'll show you one that I prepared earlier. Let's see. I'll just go back to my own content. And this one here, for example. So you can see it's only a minute 4 with this one. This sort of thing, it contains 5 questions that I've already put in. So if you actually wanted to have a look at some of the content that's already been uploaded by other teachers, that's what that little bubble stands for. It's different questions that have been inserted. Okay, so all I did with this, I went to Deutsche Welle, online content for German speaking or German learning, and I found this clip. I trimmed it up, so it's just this interaction here between it's going to be this lady here and him. And you can see down the bottom on the timeline, this is where I've inserted questions as it goes along. So I'll just have a look, I'll show you. Hopefully it won't play because I've turned it off. I have. Yeah. So you can see it tracking along down the bottom. She's saying goodbye. It's very nice. Then it starts with the lady asking, what would you like to drink? And you can see it stopped automatically. What is she asking him? The students then put in what he would like to drink, and then you can submit it as the actual answer. The bit that I like too is that the kids can go back and rewatch any section that they wish if they needed to keep coming back to it. There is a setting whereby you as the teacher can disable the function of skipping if you wanted to make sure that they are answering every question. In your settings, that can actually be deleted. So it says to be graded because it was an open-ended question. That's something that the teacher would have to go back and have a look at. If it's a multiple choice question, which I think is one coming up, here's my questions over here. If it's a multiple choice question, you can actually pre-fill the answers so that they appear straight away. This is another open-ended question. An Apfelsaftschorle is a mix of apple juice and mineral water. learning some German today, if you don't already know it. It's a bit. Okay, to be graded again. Next one. So it carries on, plays through.
Möchtest du auch etwas
I
essen?
might be able to scrub forward here just to give you an idea. Here we go. Now, this is a multi-choice. What is there to eat? Meat, fish, and fruit. This is a simple, she's just offered him a range of food. The answer is actually this one. Now, I pre-filled this with saying that it was actually correct. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could splice up your task with multi-choice questions that would all be self-marking if you wanted to. And that's how it keeps going. So you can end up having the whole task done. This one is, I put at the end as an open-ended question as a way of finish things off. Ich finde Kohlrabi nicht so lecker. So this would probably be a bit tricky for you 700 hours who are trying to figure this out. What I would encourage them to do is actually look this up on some type of translator. Was findest du nicht so lecker? The idea is that what I'm wanting them to do is to have a look at this adjective lecker and using this construction ich finde. So even if they come out of this task with having those two and having applied some of their understanding of the vocab from the first phase, then that's how it slots into the intermediate phase. Okay, once we've done that, let's see if I might have actually graded that. Okay, so what we now want to do, or what you can now do, is to assign it, which is great. You can see I've got some classes, some other ones from earlier. You can have a start date, a due date if you wanted them to do it. So as a start date, you could start it at 12 p.m., let's say, for example, and the due date you could have also on that particular day, but have it, if you wanted to make this like in an in-class sort of exam, you could then make it an hour later, for example. So on today's date, it will only be available for 1 hour. Okay, so that's how it kind of sets. And once you've assigned it over here to your class, that's what the task information that they'll receive. Another way of working with this, if you just wanted to send a link, you can do that and email it to your class. Embed codes, if you're working with Google Classroom, would work as well. So that is that, once you've assigned it. And then from there, it will come up with a gradebook. So obviously I've deleted all of this, but had they actually submitted their assignments, this is where it turns up in a sort of grid form. So you're able to have a look at it, get some feedback, give some feedback, and also to mark those open-ended questions that you'd used. Okay, so that one is Edpuzzle, hugely popular. I really enjoy it. I hope you do too.